Hello everyone and welcome to another Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft with the first pick featuring not a very strong pack. There are two rares, Electro Dominance and Smuggler's Surprise are cards I will usually play when I am in these colors, but they are not uh, like even close to a bomb quality rare. Mm, Out of the uncommons, I like the miner in some aggressive decks. Usually black and red, could be black and white, but black and red mostly. I don't like it too much in blue black, which is more of a grindy deck. You probably want your creatures to be able to block in that deck. Dog Orlok can be nice, but it's two colors, not really splashable. It's a 2-drop. You want to be able to cast it on turn 2. Um, I have had good experience about the Smuggler's Surprise because the 3 mana mode, selecting the first mode, is good enough, and then sometimes you can get a 2 for 1 by paying 4 mana to. I'll pick this card. Sometimes you will get a good 2 for 1 by paying 4 mana, choosing the first and the third modes when you have a mid combat, when you have a creature with power 4 or greater involved. So you can keep it indestructible. So you can, it's not a trade because your creature kills theirs, and then you still get the first mode card there, so that's pretty okay. Here, Archive Trap is interesting if you get the things that allow you to cast stuff from the graveyard. There's a blue uncommon for that. Well, I'm not taking it here. This pack is good. There are two green mana things. I just took a green card. I really like the Apothecary, but I'm not taking it after taking the surprise. The Brute is also good in a particular deck, but not necessarily the pick here. Make Your Own Luck is very nice. But here I think I'm going to just follow suit with the green mana thing, and I'll take the 2/2 reach. The bandit is of course better because a better mana producer because it also something is my eye. It is better mana producer because it taps for any color. Of course, this is good producing mana from mounts, but mostly this also is a respectable body later in the game. Instead of just being 1/1, it's 2/2 with reach, which actually matters. So I chose that one now. Here, I'm not taking the green card. I could just take a desert here because I'm not that interested necessarily. I mean, the Thunder Salvo, the Wolverine, they are fine cards, but I'm gonna get the flexibility from the desert here. Void Red, no thanks. If I knew I'm red-green, yeah, I would take it. One of these red cards over these maybe, but here I'm taking the Oasis because there's plenty of reasons to go heavy deserts, especially if you are base green. You can even go for multiple color decks. Here there's a Kyred, Jihad, Mirror of the Wilds. I'm sure the last one wasn't the correct pronunciation. 3/3 haster, which if you have some token generating, you can, get out of hand. It's not necessarily a very good card, but then again, this pack is fairly actually unexciting, and I'm still collecting all the mythics, so I'm taking my second copy of Giret here. It's possible I end up playing it, but it is 3 colors. But this is a weak pack. I'm not losing much by taking this. And let's keep an eye out for the possibility to actually play this card. I would need a lot of fixing, and also, so this makes you create a token that's a copy of a target token you control that entered. So once you have a token entering the battlefield, ideally something that's good, then of course all my non-token creatures can make copies of that, and that can really, give you multiple tokens in the same turn. Alright, here I'm taking the Make Your Own Luck. I do have a playset of these, and this is 40 gems, which I don't mind picking, 40 gems, but this is an actual great card. I also took the Lush Oasis here, so it's great for my previous picks. There's some good black cards, but overall not the strongest pack here. Okay, double mythic pack. I do have a playset of these duplicators here, but am I gonna take a second copy of Gired? I have nothing that creates a token yet, no. But if I have 2 of these, I can try to make it work. That would mean playing like 4 colors because I'm already playing the blue here most likely. Well, I'm taking this anyway. I mean, you could take like a Raven of Felomens, go for a black, green, maybe splashing the blue. Fierce Retribution is like okay, but I'm taking the mythic here, and I will play them if I get the mana for it and some number of token generating. Note this says any token, it doesn't have to be a creature token, but of course it's most useful when it's creature tokens in particular. Okay, so a couple of options in here. You could take the Prickly Pear, just be red-green base. You could take Tornado, or I could take the Jin here because I'm maybe playing the blue here. But I'm taking the upgraded bluffs. This actually helps fix the mana for the Guy Reds. So let's try to make them work now that I actually picked 2 copies of this card. So let's try to not make it so that it's not just a red draft, but an actual, attempt to play these cards. Yeah, okay, so I could take the Lullaby here if I play the Kyret here. It's not a bad removal index that I'm focused for late game, but I do like the Arid Archway. It is a colorless producing land only, and if I'm gonna play all these colors, I don't really like it too much. I'm actually taking the Lullaby here. And Discerning Peddler. I have to choose my main colors, of course. It's a green and red or green and white. I could take the Peddler for a 2-drop. A gold pan is maybe not that great. I mean, it does create a token, but it's not really... The treasure token isn't the greatest thing out of these things. Alright, I'm taking the Peddler because red has a bunch of cards that can give me those, those 1/1 tokens, which are very nice to create, multiple copies using this thing. And here I think I could take the Bandit Hall. It's mana fixing, first and foremost. Maybe I can draw a card during a game when I play this early. But yeah, mana fixing for this stuff I've been picking is quite a good idea. So based on what I have now, I might be try to get like a red-green deck splashing for white and blue. Okay, Return the Favor is fine, but Oasis Gardener actually would be not a bad pick if I want to play all these colors. Tumbleweed Rising. I don't have really any that... Oh, sorry. It's a token. I'm gonna definitely play it. Because, double guided makes it quite good. Oh, I get 40 gems, so... very late. That's very fantastic. Alright, now I get some good cards here as well. Because the Stubborn Borrowfiend is indeed good. And it's a 2-drop, which I still do want to have. Silver Deputy. I think I will be happy to pick one of the deputies, but not gonna take it right now. They usually can come late. There is a Villainous Wealth here, but that would actually make it straight up 5 colors. It also requires black. I mean, it's not an impossible idea to actually play this card, but I would really prefer not to go to black here. So I'm taking the Borrowfiend. Nice 2-drop. Let's be reasonable to some extent. Alright, so I have a good 2-drop here from red, although this is best in aggressive decks, and this doesn't seem to try to be aggressive. There's a giant beaver too, but I'm just taking the removal here. Skewer the critics is quite nice, and also when you have these, this targeting lands that deal damage, that allows me to spectacle out this thing. So yeah, let's take the removal, and red-green base is going to realize now. And here, I like the Primal Command quite a bit, but there's no way I'm not picking the Outcaster Greenblade. I will pick a lot of red deserts, at least hopefully, but not here because I'm taking the Greenblade, which can get me a desert and also can grow quite big if I can have a deck with multiple deserts. It's an easy pick here, a very, very nice card. There is a desert that fixes my mana. Yeah, I'm not going to play black, so I ignore these black things. Decisive Denial is not a high priority. The Canyon is the easy pick here. Excuse me. Alright. Karum? Sorry, not Karum, Kraum. Could be played. Oh, there's a Joni the Knower. There is also Patient Naturalist. Oh boy. A lot of decent options. I think I'm just taking the removal though. I'm splashing for white, so let's take the Journey to Nowhere. It's pretty darn good. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the Naturalist. And here we have a Descending Peddler number 2. I again ignore all these black things. Gold Pan gives me 1 treasure token. I need, more than 1 treasure token to fix my mana, so I don't value that too much, and the equipment part is not interesting either. This is 8 creatures, 7 non-creatures. Okay, Greed's Gambit. I do have a playset of these, so it would be only 40 gems here. Not taking this. No. A lot of black here, but it's either the Map the Frontier or the Highway Robbery. Don't think I like this too much. 4 mana to get it going. I'm taking the Robbery. Actually, I'm not even that interested in the Robbery. I take actually 40 gems. I know it's, greedy, but the card's name is Greed's Gambit, so that's thematically correct. Do I care about crimes? I could just take the good blocker. I could take this as a sideboard card, but maybe I have the Bandage Hole, so I wouldn't mind having a repetitive crime committing. Okay, Silver Deputy, fix my mana. Pulverizer. Well, I think I'm getting some of these 5-drops later on, hopefully. I don't know how it's gonna go, but the fixing is important. I'm actually playing all these things. Now, how many ways to make tokens do I have? I don't have a lot, because there's only like on the Tumbleweed Rising and oh yeah, only 1. I need more ways to create tokens. I want to play the Gired, both of them. I mean, it is a 3/3 haste for 3, but the mana cost is horrible, so it's not really that great. I don't care about any of this, so I'm just taking uncommon here. Sterling Hound. I have 17 playables here. I'm taking the uncommon. Or maybe I even play this card. Who knows? Maybe I can do that. Yep. I will not play any of these cards. That's a late Raven of Fell Omens. I guess black was quite open. Well, there are some good black cards. That said, there are good cards for me too. There's the Greenblade, which I'm just gonna pick here. Not much, question about that. Memory Vessel, even though I'm playing red, is not actually very good. And well, this is double black, so not even splashable. And I'm not gonna, pick a mythic now when I have the Greenblade, which is fantastic. I do want to have some. I think with double Greenblade, I'm gonna play this thing. It is a desert after all. Come on. It is a desert after all, so I want to make these guys as large as I can. But yeah, I need to have some token generating and for the Girets. And one of the best things for that purpose is, of course, the green spree card that fetches a land or a basic land or a desert, and has the other mode which creates a XX token based on the number of lands you have. That would be a fantastic card to find for the Girets. Alright, I don't have that thing. I have a Magda here, which I'm taking. It actually creates me tokens, and having multiple treasure tokens is really good for Magda, because every 3 ones become a dragon. So yeah, this pack of course has really nice cards. I wouldn't mind having a removal spell. The Coyote is still a card I'm happy to play as a 2-drop Gila Causer. I would take over the Coyote, and the Spinewoods Paladin is something I need. I actually don't have anything that's too expensive, so I wouldn't mind having a few heavy hitters, but the Magda is too good to ignore here, of course. So this will be a red-green deck, splashing for white and the 1 blue card. There is a Crown here now. No token generating, sadly. I'm taking the desert here. The crime committing becomes even better with Magda here as well as a payoff. Yeah, Crown. I would play Crown here, but not over the desert here. So let's do that. Come on, tokens. Double bandit's hole. I'm not that interested in a bandit's hole. Down the slickshot show off, as good as it is in constructed. Not that good in limited. I don't even have that many non-creatures here. I'm taking Thunder Salvo over the 2-drop creature. Okay, do I have... well... I'm taking the Rise of the Varmints. Don't know how many creatures I'm ending up playing, but I mean 2/1 tokens are better than nothing to copy with the Giret, so I guess I'm taking it. I'm not playing this from the splash. I guess the charger would be good curve-wise, and I'm not splashing for the black. I'm taking this thing, but I would have preferred the. It seems I'm not getting it. You know the. Oh boy, this is actually annoying. I'm not getting the green land fetcher that can also create a big token. It's a very much of a shame. Random creature or a repulse, or maybe a lone shark is even better than a repulse. I have the blue here. This can give me an extra card. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, there it is. I don't care if there is a Savage Smash or a Crown, which I would actually be happy picking either of these cards, but this was the card I was talking about. Now I can make a very big token, and then with Girets I can, make a couple of more of them. So absolutely this is the best card for me, even though usually these both would be better. Another Tumbleweed Rising. Well, easy pick. You could play a High Noon in a deck that can, both cast it and use the ability, but I'm taking a Tumbleweed Rising, and I think this is now enough tokens for the Girets to actually do something. There's a Memory Vessel, but I guess the Prickly Pear also. I'm very happy to, get these mercenary tokens. Now I will have... This is 24 playables. I will find some cuts. The Prickly Pear is more important than, picking a 40 gems, I'm sure. Trick Shot. I guess I could use that. Oh, I still got a Crown, which I'm gonna pick and probably play, but I have now many cuts to make. Well, I don't know yet. The end of pack 3 actually went very well. Stop Cold. I can't play all of these, but we'll see. I guess to be complete, I'm gonna put the big horn here because it can create me tokens, and of course I don't have that many expensive cards. I have nothing really in terms of creatures that can become too big, other than that maybe the Dance of the Tumbleweeds and the Tumbleweed Rising. Okay. Well. How's it gonna go? I think it has to be a 17 land deck. But actually the Rise of the Varmints might not be that important now that I got a couple of Tumbleweed Rising and the Dance of the Tumbleweeds, and also the Prickly Pear. This 4 means to get additional creatures with the Giret. And then the Magda is still giving me treasure tokens, which I'm also very happy to, copy with this thing. So I don't necessarily need the Varmints, because I don't know how large my creature count is gonna be. I do think... I'm not gonna play this. Guess it does fix my mana, at least somewhat. Now I won't have that many 4-power creatures for the last mode, and the middle mode is rarely what you're gonna do with this thing. I guess I could even cut it, but let's see. Some easy cuts. I think the Stop Cold. Maybe I'll cut it from the main deck. I will play the Lone Shark and the Crown. These things can draw me cards. I have a lot of cards, dedicated to producing more mana. So I don't want to get flooded out, and having card draw effects helps in that regard. I guess I'm not splashing for the big horn, at least not in the main deck. Maybe I could sideboard it in matchups where like a 3-4 is a kind of an impactful blocker for the opponent's stuff. And then the duelist works very well with the Magda and the Bandit's Hall, so I think I'm doing that. Am I gonna play this in the sideboard? I mean, I'm cutting my removal spells, but yeah, I don't know. Thinking about cutting this thing too. So if I cut this and the Lullaby and the Rise of the Varmints, that's now 24. And I guess I could have one of these 2-drops go away. Like the Discerning Peddlers might not be that necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops and the Deputy. Yeah, I can easily cut one of those Peddlers. Do I want to actually cut the other one too and play something else instead, like the Smuggler's Surprise? Rise of the Varmints. I mean, still, it's only 14 creatures, so I don't know if this is gonna be good as a main deck card. This could be good in matchups where the games go a little longer and creatures end up in my graveyard. But I could see not playing it in the main deck. I'm not playing this desert. I think the Archway is good. It's also nice when you bounce a desert. You get the Surveil 1 as a bonus. Okay, that is... How many removal spells? 1, 2, 3. That is only 4 removal spells, and I have the Tumbleweed Rising and the Dance of the Tumbleweeds. These are effectively creatures, so that is 17 creatures in that sense. Yeah, so my sideboard has a Stop Cold and a Ariatis Lullaby as removals. I think I might actually consider the Stop Cold after all. Yeah, let's cut the Peddler number 2 as well. Let's play one more removal spell. This is still fine enough. Mana curve. This plot cost is 3, so I'm gonna put it into the 3 slot. It's not like I'm casting this, hard casting it on turn 2 ever, because it would be a 0/0. Yeah, now I have a little bit fewer 2-drops, but I can sideboard into more 2-drops. Not all decks, are so aggressive in this format. So now I have this combination of removal, card draw, and a little bit of synergy for the Girets. And win condition like the Magda. Magda can just win the game by making a dragon. I think this is fine. That's the main deck, and let's add now all the deserts that ping the opponent and fix my mana, and probably the Archway too, so that way I can have 1, 2, 3, up to 5 deserts on the battlefield, making these, potentially quite large. I don't have to have all 5 of them, but having a larger likelihood to have like a 3 or 4 deserts to make these pretty significant sized guys. That's a fine idea. 10 green, 9 red, 4 blue, 3 white. Yeah, the mana base is a little funny, but it's fine. I have here only 1 green. That is 3 red. Deputy can fix me anything, so if this is in my starting hand, I have nice options. I can get blue red and blue green. For white, I cannot get white green, which could matter if I'm having a starting hand with a silver deputy and a couple of mountains, because I cannot fix both my green and the white, but a lot of the green cards, still fix, can fix further my thing, so I can get the white stuff too. I think everything here fetches desert, so I don't know if I need basic lands necessarily. And that said, the deputy might like to have options for basic lands, because if I have to put a land on top, let's say I have a Journey to Nowhere in my hand, and I draw a silver deputy, and I don't have a white producer. If I have to get the bluffs in here, I can't even cast the Journey to Nowhere on the next turn, so I'm interested in having a basic plains and a basic island for that reason, but let's see how bad the mana gets, because I need now, like, green is minimum of this. I think this is the minimum of green. That would leave me only 3 mountains, and with the dual lands I have, that's 6 red sources. Very much of not likely to have the duelist or the Magda or the Thunder Salvo on turn 2. So can I play just 8? I mean, this is now 8 green sources. Can I play only 7 because I have the silver deputy? Other option is just to not play these islands. I think I can. Okay, because 3 of my dual lands produce, blue. I'm gonna leave the plains there, like that. But I'm gonna cut the island, and I'm just gonna leave with the, with the fact that I have a slow blue mana. Of course, I have a Gardener and Bandit's Hole, which can help me with that. But if I now add 1 mountain, I think this is decent enough mana base. There's like 7 for red, 8 for green, the deputy on turn 2 to further fix things, and of course I have a couple of colorless 3 mana things that can fix things. This shall be enough. It's a bit of a funny mana base, but of course if you play 4 colors, that's gonna happen like that. That's the main deck. Welcome to the world of mulligans. Again a one-lander. I have seen so many one-landers and zero-landers in this format. It's crazy. I have 17 lands in the deck. Anyway, let's mulligan. And I have something, but I have to cut a good card, which I never like. Magda is of course going to be my 2-drop. I can cast a Journey to Nowhere. I guess this is better when I do have also the, the one of the mythics. So I'm gonna put this. I have a couple of ways to shuffle my deck, so I put the Dance of the Tumbleweeds to the bottom of the deck. And yeah, I'm going to play, of course, the buffs turn 1 because I can't cast the Magda on turn 2. Otherwise, this, benefits from committing crimes. So I would prefer to have my, ping desets enter only after I have already played Magda, but that was a necessity. Alright, I got a land. It's not bad because I do need those. I can take the Gardener. I can have a couple of things that help me commit a crime. So the opponent has to kill the Magda at some point, or they will just, have to face with the 4/4 dragon in that case. By the way, the dragon is also a token, which makes my does make my okay. Does make my mythics that create copies of tokens very good. They only got the forest, but they might need the untapped forest on the next turn. Or was this really all the deserts they have, and this is now capped at 3/4? Now it's still blocking my things. And since I can double spell with the Journey to Nowhere and a Burrow Fiend, I was really interested in just, having the Lone Shark plotted. But I do think this is what I'm supposed to do. Get my first treasure, and of course if the opponent does deal with I'm not gonna mill. I'd rather deal 2. If they deal with this thing, then I can use the treasure for mana anyway. Of course I can always use it for mana, but I would prefer to get myself 3 treasures to make the dragon happen. Okay, a Vault Plunderer. And, well, I guess I can... Well, yes and no. Am I willing to have some tempo in here? Because I can play the salvo and the Lone Shark if I sack a desert, not desert, a treasure. I'm gonna get another card right away. These taps from mana, but I need one desert. I think, why do I say desert when I need mean treasures? I'm going to salvo this thing and just be aggressive. And I mean, I was gonna always salvo that thing, but the thing is, am I gonna just play this because I can? Yes, this is fine. Okay, let's mill here to maybe get a bigger... no, jeez. So annoying when that happens. The perfect draw was a make your own. Like, I guess the good news is that I already also milled a forest, which would be useless. Okay, they have a caravan. That is really annoying. Oh, I hate this. Why? Come on, mill a creature at least. I need to be able to attack for a bunch. Okay, well, there was a decent creature, but also a silver deputy. I mean, a creature in silver deputy, but also an answer to Karvek. Okay, it's possible they will just block the Burrow Fiend. Yeah, because they might not, want to. No, the Karvek wouldn't be that great there. But of course, I am in trouble if I keep hitting my lands. And one of the card draw spells is already here. Those mills were not ideal. Okay, they go to 6. That means... Well, let's see if... Oh, they don't have... Oh, they don't even have a land drop. They go to discard because of hand size. I mean, I have super bad draws here with all these lands, but I can actually just attack with everything they block and trade with Magda. But then they will be at 1, and any desert I will have will just kill them. I think it's worth it. Because if I get 2 ways to commit crimes in here... I would be in a decent shape regardless. Now, as long as they don't have life gain. But besides, they need 2, ways to deal with this. Both of these are, of course, lethal, and even if they drew a land right now, they have access to only 5 mana, and one of my creatures is a 3/4. So what a funny game. The opponent got even less lucky than I. That said, they did have access to 3 different colors and 4 mana. And they still weren't able to do something else than a Vault Plunderer, so either they were missing another color, or for some reason all their cards were just so useless that they couldn't even benefit from them. So, what's this? Mostly black, of course, in here. It could be black-green, and this is just a way to commit a crime. But I don't know. I try to make some good guess about what I should be sideboarding. I don't think I necessarily need to sideboard anything. My main deck seems to do enough work in here. I don't think the Lullaby is that good. They might be again on the defensive. They will be on the play though. But Lullaby is not that great removal when you are mostly interested in killing their blockers, so I'm not gonna go for that. Peddler doesn't seem important, to block their early drops doesn't seem to be a big concern based on what I saw. So let's just ship the same deck. I like the main deck here quite a bit. Okay, great turn. Great starting hand. Let's keep it. And of course the question now is, I don't have anything that benefits from crimes, so I'm gonna just play this tapped land, plus I do have means to commit crimes with the duelist. Okay, they have green now. I think I'm starting just with the 2/2 in here. Next turn I can do the gardener. Possum, alright, so... I don't think I care about that too much. The only reason to kill this immediately would be that if they, play something with a good ETB and return it immediately so they can get the ETB again. But it's tempo loss, so it's fine. What I am doing here is I'm playing the Gardener and I'm gonna crew this thing. It's possible I get to mill a creature or two here. But of course, well, I didn't need these lands. That was a good mill. That was a good mill, you know. They were deserts, so now that makes my potential those 3 drops I have that fetch a desert and become bigger with deserts. Maybe they won't become that big now, but I don't have to draw some lands I have no use for. Well, I still do draw, of course, because why wouldn't I? Okay, so here's the thing. If they don't block the Burrowfiend, I get to play the Skewer the Critics and a Lone Shark in this same turn. So I'm not going to crew anything. I'm just gonna go, because I don't think they are gonna block. And if they are, I'm still happy. Okay, they actually just snap blocked it. Interesting. So now it's a little bit different, because... I mean, I know I can just duelist and the Skewer here, but I'm actually just making the plots happen now. Okay, well that is something they can do. They can now saddle it up and return the Plunderer for more cards. I'm not pressuring them really at all, so it's something they... Okay, they just chose not to actually return it. Okay, fine. Now though... I cannot skewer with... I mean, I can either play the duelist and... No, I can actually... I'm a fool. Sorry, I can of course do everything. This doesn't cost any mana anymore. But... Yeah, well, the skewer will be cheaper when I attack, so that's just gonna be the way to do things here. Okay. So, let's start with the skewer. Spectacle. Here. No snakeskin whalester. Let's draw a card and see which one. Will I play the duelist or something else? Journey to Nowhere is a good one to have access to. And then I can do this. Of course, I'm not gonna Journey to Nowhere the World Plunderer. I am having a lot of lands, but I drew another removal spell, which is not that bad. I need the blue mana from the Gardener, so I'm not attacking with the Gardener. Let's see what they do. I have the Stop Cold, which is not gonna actually be great against a lot of things. Okay, they're gonna have the 2/2 life linking thing that is gonna kill my Lone Shark. That thing, and that means I'm going to just going to stop it cold immediately. I don't want them to start gaining life. I know I have a blocker for it, but I don't want them to start gaining life. And if they have something nasty, I can still have the Journey to Nowhere here. So it does seem like they are black-green. I don't know what they had in their hand in the first game. They don't seem to be playing any spells now either, so... Okay, Prickly Pear. I wish I had my, one of the 2 mythic rares, but... It's fine. Well, I don't care about the Gardener too much. I have still some blue cards I might draw, but... I guess I'll just... maybe find the... Okay, 2 of my blue producing lands are here. I have still means to create blue mana, but I don't know. That was a... Okay, they have a Desert Stew there. That is totally fine. Something else... Okay, they have another assassin. I might have to Journey to Nowhere that thing. Yeah, definitely not over. I don't need to journey that guy. Okay. So Sadly, two of those things are there, but this is still able to get me a desert. Now, let's just do this. Attack for 5. Oh, they are gonna have some. No. Yeah, okay, I don't know what that was about. Journey to nowhere. Deal with another assassin here. Then I can get the thing that, returns the bluffs. There is the blue, but I have no blue mana in my hand, and I think I prefer the surveil over that. So I'm gonna get the surveil here, and additional ping. Well, no, the other thing would have pinged too. Okay, Silver Deputy. That gets me the blue desert, but it's... I can see drawing my blue card now. But I'm not gonna take a 1-2 and then put a land on the top. That's not gonna happen. So, mill that thing. I have actually cast, I guess, 2 of my blue cards. I still have the 5 mana sorcery that draws me cards. Okay, no problem with that. Let's play a desert pre-combat, of course, because this thing grows. This actually taps for blue too. Alright, let's play the desert they know about. And they might have like even another assassin, so I won't be attacking with the mercenary. I'd rather pump the prickly pear here. And this is lethal attack. Wow, what is this? Did they have just a master flood here? Well, that, to be fair, so did I. But my spells were slightly better, and I was able to, remove their lifelinker, so their race was beneficial for me. Yeah, it seems like nothing really happened here. Both had fairly unexciting plays, but, well, then the one with the least unexcitedness wins. Well, oh man. Let's mulligan the one lander and let's have something keepable here. Now, what is the thing I need the least? I think it is the forest, because I can get something with the deputy, and these things are gonna get me mana. This is... I know I could just not play the duelist here too. Okay, fine. I'm gonna cut the duelist because I have a 2-drop and a 3-drop here, and ideally I will play this at 6 mana, so, yep. Nothing in my hand that benefits from committing crimes, so I was able to not care about that thing right away. Link Breaker, okay, that's like the worst land to draw here. But oh well. I will get the blue-red desert with this most likely. Well, that's a better land to have. But yeah, let's see what I'm gonna have. I'm still gonna get the... I guess I could take the Arid Archway too. Although I have no desert to bounce yet, so I won't be getting the surveil. Yeah, let's take the canyon. That gives me my colors. I don't like to have a land here, but I do have this thing which cares about having a bunch of lands. And the gardener can accelerate it a little bit. Okay, that's not good. Of course, this accelerating the dance of the tumbleweeds makes the token a little bit smaller. I would really want to have one of the mythics now to copy this token. You can only do it on the turn the token enters the battlefield. You cannot copy existing tokens with the ability. It only matters. You have to have the mythic rare on the battlefield when a token enters. So you can use the abilities that turn when the token did enter. Okay, this is... Okay, they seem to have a focus taken. Okay, more lands, but at least I don't have to sacrifice a draw step for that thing. And I will be getting the thing that... Well, I can actually get that with this thing too. Okay, well, let's just I don't like this thing one bit, but let's get a desert now. Oh, I have a plains for my white mana stuff. I'm gonna get the archway with the Dance of the Tumbleweeds, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to take another canyon. So next turn I can do, if the Gardener survives, I can do this with 6 to get a... It would be a 6/6 token. Because the land enters, then you create the token. Alright. Okay, Sterling Supply. It is... Okay, they start attacking in the air with that thing. I think I will triple block the bird. Yeah, they are not gonna do anything like that. I mean, the Baron I would have triple blocked if it was a 4/5. And I'm gonna double block the Prairie Dog. I don't want them to, you know, pass turn, start getting counters here, double. Yeah, actually the Prairie Dog becomes a problem. So if they attack now, I'm very happy. I'm sacrificing the Greenblade for it. No problem. But they realize that if they don't have that many castables, this actually starts. Okay, that's not a bad one too either. I mean, right. Guess I can wait with the Dance of the Tumbleweeds a little bit. I kind of want to just see if I can get the mythic rare. I have 2 of them. The odds are not that high. But if I wait with this thing, I will also get a bigger elemental, so sure. Let's do it. No, I also always have to use my green here. Yep, do it. And well, I kind of forgot there's a lush oasis here too, but I have basic forests. Do I want to have another way to add white? You know, it's like possible I get. Alright, let's take the bluffs here. And let's do this. I could attack with this being a 4-power creature. It's not the worst idea actually. Because I don't mind trading with the Baron or the Supplier or the Prairie Dog. Yeah. That's a fine trade to any of those. They go for a jump. That's actually, you know, they're gonna get this 1/1 now, so... Oh, I forgot that. They get the 1/1 lifelinker too. They were going to get it at some point regardless, but it wasn't the greatest to attack now that I forgot this trigger. Alright. Now they can make the Supplier attack for 4 instead of 3, what it would have been. Well, I have a bunch of removal in my deck. I have all kinds of cards. I have a lot of lands here. One of them is because I did fetch a land with the deputy, but I didn't know I'm gonna draw so many more. Of course, 2 of my spells have gotten me lands, but still. Okay. Are they gonna... They could pass a turn to make the Predator get a counter. And then they can use mana for like sacrificing the... something. Okay, no passing of turn. I do need some good stuff. Stop gold. Stop cold is good enough. I think... I don't want to put it on anyone else than the Baron, because they can just sack the thing and they get value in that sense. I'd rather them not get any value. Which also means that I'm going to wait 1 more turn with the Dance of the Tumbleweeds. And now I guess I can attack with one. It is very risky though if they, you know, have removal for the one Greenblade I'll be having in here. Double blocks are kind of fine because they can't double block with the vampire rogue and the big horn thing. I'm actually going to risk it. I want to keep some kind of a race going on. I'm going to attack with this guy. Maybe I'm lucky and they jump block with something like a 1-1. I would prefer them to block here. But I also don't want to leave both of these, you know, home and then the supplier is just gonna beat me. Okay, this is fantastic. I can deal with the prairie dog. I would... Okay, they chose not to risk it. I could have, of course, some shenanigans here. And I didn't use the silver deputy. I actually want to have a blocker for this stuff. I'm gonna, before they get a turn, I'm going to make this lose its abilities. And now I will be in trouble if they deal with this Greenblade. I'm taking a lot of damage in that case. I guess the good news is I would still have a double block on the prairie dog, so that cannot attack. But they can go with the big horn and get another token, if that's what they have. Them just attacking for 4 in the air. If they're gonna pump the big horn, my 4-5 is actually going to be able to deal with it, so... Okay, hostile investigation. They get to have a clue, but I have a land to discard. That wasn't a... It's still, you know, an extra... It was an ETB 4-3 that draws them a card. It's good for them, but it's worse when I have to discard something useful. I'm glad I did not have to do that. So now they're gonna attack with 4 in the air, and I need to start drawing some business here. That is heck of a business. That is quite good. Right, so before they know any information about my turn, this thing... Okay, I actually don't have mana for both of these if I get the desert. Because this thing actually gets you an untapped land, but the desert enter tapped. This costs 6 and this is gonna be a 2 to get the... Yeah, I'm gonna cast this on the same turn, so I'm gonna get a non-desert. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, I was mistaken, wasn't I? Yes. 1, 2, 3, this is 6, 7. I have already 8 because I can play this thing. Fine. So with all that said, I am willing to go with the attacks. I'm gonna get the desert that's gonna bounce more of my other deserts for the surveil, so this won't become 5/6s. So that's why I'm not gonna do anything pre-combat. Also, it's better that they don't know what's awaiting for them on my side of the board. They can now double block one of them with the Lifelinger and the 4-3, which is, you know, fairly okay. It would not have worked if this was a 5/6. But I really want to have the surveil. I feel it's gonna be valuable to have the surveil here. So now, to not mess things up, I can do like this 5, 6. I have this and this. Okay, I will have both these and this, and then I will be... I could have gotten that pre-combat and then I would have had 5/6, but I do think the surveil is what I need here. So that's gonna be a 7/7. And I'm gonna return this for the surveil. Stable master, that is not very, it is, you know, reach for their flyer, but I need to get some, you know, actual good cards in here. I'm not playing the desert right now, but I'm doing this and this. Couple of 7/7s do make, you know, a difference here. I hope they can't remove both of them. And the Greenblade will be a 5/6 on the next turn. If I can find a removal on the flyer. Okay, all damage. Okay, that's all damage that would be dealt to you if they. Okay, so basically that was a removal spell. That was a removal spell. And now they have actually a 5 powder flyer. I think I'm still in a good shape if. This is still a good blocker, you know. This only says that if they get dealt damage, this is get dealt damage instead. But yeah, I need an answer for the supplier. That is pretty harsh. That is. I know I could have had this reach guy, but well, it's no longer there. But it was a surveil, wasn't it? Yeah, but it's only like one turn. So the opponent has now a 2-turn clock, and with the pariah. With the pariah, it's kind of problematic. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that pre-combat. I'm fool. I'm a fool. Well, I guess there is like they can just jump block this, and that kind of buys them a turn. But jump block, you know, always buys them a turn, I suppose. Yeah, fine, let's do this. This is gonna kill itself, but I have to do that. They don't get any. As long as this creature has pariah, I don't get to deal damage to them, and that's a problem because they do have the flyer in there. I'm still in a very good shape if I can deal with the flyer, but I have only one draw step left. That is the problem. Okay, they actually now I have 2 draw steps. Wow. Because you know they just lost one of their things that can pump the supplier, so it's gonna be 4 damage twice, and I can survive that. They still have the extra card draw in the clue. Boneyard Desecrator. Annoying, but fine. I don't know why they didn't crack the clue first. I think that was something they would have preferred to do. Maybe they would have drawn something better than the Desecrator here. Okay. So they can attack for 4 in the air. This thing has menace. I need 2. Well, I have 2 blockers in here. So I do think I'm supposed to. Well, I need basically 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers here. If I attack with both of these, that actually is still fine. If I attack with both of these, I'm still just. Well, I'm losing anyway if I don't get the supplier done. So I think there's no kind of rush in here. I can just attack with here if they want to actually, you know, block it. Losing one of these, you know, good creatures, be my guest. I'm still winning. I can still win if they don't get to deal the 1 extra damage on the next turn. The opponent is putting all eggs in the same basket here, because if they start sacrificing their blockers on the pariah guy, it's not very easy for them to climb back if I get to deal with the supplier here. Because they can just let this go through and then it will kill itself. They don't take any damage, but they actually do prefer to keep it like that. Which is fair, I guess. I do need. I mean, I need to just have. I have to draw an answer for the supplier, and they must not. They have the 2 draws here, so that clue and then a draw step. They might just win immediately, but we'll see. Okay, well, that is gonna make me lose so easily here. They need to commit 1 crime and then I will be dead, even if I get to deal this with the supplier. Plus this is also a flyer, so I guess I need to draw the 5 mana draw of 3 and then I need to draw multiple answers. That's how it has to go. Okay, they have a pump spell. No, they did not. Fine. Crime, perhaps? Look at this. I got the answer 1 turn too late, because this is just going to beat me regardless. There's no way I can win by... I mean, I can attack with everything. Okay, this is exile target creature, but I don't think it's still enough. They have 3 blockers in here. Yeah, that's the problem. They can block my big things, because I can exile now my own elemental here. Yep, okay. I needed this to be 1 turn earlier so that the supplier wouldn't have put me down to, you know, 1 here. Because imagine if I had drawn the Journey to Nowhere there. Yep, I would in that case actually have had many more turns. Alright, okay. Lullaby, I like it more than the Stop Cold now that they have the Bertram there. I'm gonna play the Lullaby as removal instead. Anything else I care about? Probably no need for the Big Horn. Or these 2 drops. I will be on the play as well. Yeah, this is the sideboarding. That's a decent hand. So I can try to do some double spelling to draw a card with this thing. Okay. Greenblade will be quite large here. Am I supposed to play the Prickly Pear first? Probably not. The thing is, I do want to have the Tumbleweed Rising resolve when the Greenblade is on the battlefield, so it is kinda like... Maybe I can't do that. I mean, I can, but it's only gonna work if I can play this on this turn. Sure. Yeah, that's my idea. So the game plan here is play the Greenblade now, get a desert, and then on the next turn I will plot the Tumbleweed Rising and play the tapped desert. Then on the turn 5 I can play Crown with the plotted Rising, and I will, you know, will have a token and an extra card draw. This is now white, blue. I have a double green and double red thanks to the lands in my hand. So I'm thinking about... I could even take an Arid Archway actually. Can I? I don't think I'm going to do it right now. I'm just taking the Eroded Canyon. Just take the canyon. Please do not remove it. Good, they did not. And now my plan Okay, trick shot. That's a nice one. I can kill the token this generates when it dies. But my plan remains the same. Plot this thing, canyon here. And on the next turn, if they still kill the 4-5, I will get a... This will become a 3-4. And then this Tumbleweed Rising will give me a 3-3, which is fine. Okay. Yeah, this is an easy turn now. Oh, no. Things are different now. Things are very different now. Oh boy, this could be huge. It only works if they don't interact my stuff, but I need to have this on the... How greedy am I gonna get here? I can't just create 2, 4, 4. Oh no, 3. Okay, I'm gonna skip on the extra card in here. And I'm just gonna go with the... Yeah, this is the best thing to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. It's much more valuable than... Because that was guaranteed they were tapped out. Okay, I've got to use a guy red once. And I can still do some double spells with the crown because I have fairly, decent amount of mana here. I might even draw a 2-drop on the next turn, which would allow me to double spell immediately. But now they have some 4-4s to worry about. I do have the prickly pear coming up too, so I can make 2 extras too, because this only gives the... No, of course, only gives a non-token creatures the ability to tap for more. But they don't. Okay, well, I can still use this guided before I, lose it. So I think the prickly pear might be... Well, let's see. They aren't really doing much, so I'm not in a hurry of any kind. I'm kinda interested in just playing the crown here this turn. I cannot double spell now. Now there is another option, of course. I could use the trick shot here. And then on the next turn I actually can double spell with crown and prickly pear. Then again, I do want this to be, this doesn't have haste. So I'm gonna play like just crown here now. And let's wait for a while. And next turn I have 3 non-token creatures to make 3 extra mercenaries. Then the guided can go. Okay, good, they made a token. Get a couple of tokens now. They can of course sack these from further cards, so they have a little bit of an engine of their own going on. But if I draw anything that costs, at the most 4 mana, I can double spell to also get the crown value if it survives this turn. Okay, that is... Okay, when they get a treasure token, it actually does trigger this thing too. So it might actually be the kind of turn where I'm waiting with the... Yeah, this is the turn where I'm going to use the trick shot. Kill this guy and one of the tokens before they get to cast them in. And then hopefully on the next turn I actually am getting any spell, because then I will have 8 mana. I can double spell anything because nothing costs 6 or more in my deck. So that also means I don't have attacks here because all the damage will be dealt to Gyret in here. No big deal. It is best to deal with this guy. Do I want to get rid of the life linker or the... Yeah, I think this has more utility. I don't care about them getting a life point. So let's do this. If I just can draw a spell on the next turn, I would get some nice crown value. Yeah, the Pariah isn't... It was good in the previous game, but it's usually like not that amazing. That is fine. They have 5 lands and all spells, so they have drawn a good mix. You know, actually 10 spells, 5 lands. So they are in the game because of that, but otherwise my engine is of course pretty darn effective here. Okay, skewer the critics, not that relevant right now, but I will want to double spell. So I think out of these options I will just deal with the Prairie Dog. And I won't be dealing damage to them, so... Well, I don't need this to cost 1 mana, this is all fine. And then I can do this fun thing. Okay, land there isn't so fun, but this one is. I can, you know, just tap all my... I will still have all these tokens, you know, left, so... Now I can get rid of the guy red. Maybe I can still get something that makes tokens, of course, but... I'm good to go. Okay, they have 16 minutes, I have 15 minutes. I have to pay attention to time. This is game 2 only. Alright, they conceded, saves both of us time. So even if they had spells in hand, it was not enough to deal with all I have in here. Because of course now with these mercenary tokens, the 6-5 blocker isn't even going to matter. I even have a flyer here. This will die with my first attack and then I can start dealing damage. And it was very hard for them to actually try to deal damage to me. Did I learn anything here? These are pretty much the same stuff I saw in game 1. This only destroys... No, exile target artifact or land. This has all activated abilities of the exiled card, but it doesn't even work with the vehicle because yes, it would have the crew ability, but it does not have the, you know, the intrinsic power and toughness. So it wouldn't be a creature because it wouldn't have power and toughness. So this is not a card I should be playing because I saw this kind of a card. Alright. Anything I'm interested in changing here? Kind of like how everything seems to be here. Yeah, I'm just gonna use the same deck. Oh man. Can I just only get 1 landers or flood out? Well, never gonna keep this hand. At least this hand has Magda. No green source, but I'm not gonna go to 5 here. I can play the Journey to Nowhere at least. So because I don't have green, what does that mean for the Stable Master? I think I'm gonna cut it and rather have access to Tumbleweed Rising. Not sure if that's so smart, but this does combine if I draw one of the mythics. I assume I absolutely need to get some green. I know though that the Magda is... This can create me, you know, treasures. I have to play this, which I could have used to, you know, cast a Stable Master, and then as long as that thing survives, I have access to green mana that way. But... Well, I think I need to draw a green source regardless. Let's hope they don't immediately kill Magda. If they attack with the Link Breaker, I'm not gonna block. Please don't Don't target it. You can read it, but don't target it. Pretty much. That's. I hope they are just reading because they are hovering over it. But maybe they just read it. It could be just a desert dew. Yeah, okay, kill it then. Shoot the sheriff. Yeah, Magra is actually a berserker, not an outlaw. Well, that pretty much... Okay, well now that they missed a land drop, I guess there's like a chance now that I drew also a castable. I will probably have to use the skewer on the raven, but I still have the journey to nowhere. Well, if I had kept this, I wouldn't still be able to cast it because they killed Magna immediately. I have a 3 color. Okay, well that's gonna also die. I have 3 colorless ways also to get myself green mana. Alright. This is kinda messed up. I'm not even sure if I was supposed to attack with the prickly pear here, but I guess I was. They go for the jumps immediately. Well, then my skewer will cost 3, and I can't even consider double spelling in that case. I'm still getting rid of the prairie dog first. I can still get the bandage hole, so I think I'm going to not play the eroded canyon right yet. The only 5 mana card I have is actually going to cost... No, I have one 5 mana red card too. Okay. I guess in that case I'm gonna play this just in case. I mean, there's like a bandage hole. If I have that, then I might be interested in having access to the crime committing land. But I mean, if I draw a bandage hole, I'm gonna be happy about it anyway because I need green mana. So let's just make it so that if I happen to draw the 5 mana red spell, I can cast it now with the untapped mountain. The other 5 mana spell I have requires green, it's the card draw spell. Alright, so another flyer. Well, there is the green mana, too bad I can only make a 3-2 here. I actually have to get the 2 power creature away. I really hate it, but that is how it goes. I am going to need to get something very strong from the deck. I mean, I mulliganed a 1-lander and now I'm again basically flooding out in here with 6 lands and 5 spells. So there's just no good middle ground. Now I'm taking only 2 in the air plus whenever they commit a crime, so I'm not dead here. But I know they also have all spells because they were missing land drops a little bit. So they have 3 spells in their hand. And I need to just basically draw spells of the spells. And they have that thing. Well, I definitely need to draw a spell now. Wow, they didn't actually choose to attack for 3. That's good for me. That is a spell. That's gonna get me a desert that gives me a surveil. Now, how to do in here? I guess they wanted to just trade with the prickly pear, which is fine. I'm gonna pump here because they're not gonna block that guy. It is possible the opponent doesn't want to go to 11, but I would suspect they're taking it. Well, no one is gonna run out of time. 12 minutes for both. Alright, so now I need to surveil into a way to deal with these flyers. So Arid Archway is the card here, and I can return this desert in here. That is not good enough. Man, this so many lands drawn here. Okay. Come on. Need to top deck the goodies. That is a good one. I would really want to wait until I can double spell, but I do not have such luxury. Here I need to have a blocker on the 3-4 though, so I'm gonna attack with this guy. Please trade. And please do not have a removal for my flyer, because then I think the game is going to be over. Okay, I'm very happy about that. Alright. Because the 3-4 is much better than my 3-3 token, of course. They have 2 spells in hand. Are they... Okay, well, I'm going to take damage in here. Interestingly, they chose the Buzzard and not the... Well, that gives them this kind of an attack. If they chose otherwise... Yeah, of course this is a flyer too, so I'm dead. I'm dead here. Too bad, too bad. And now the one card that actually could have helped me if I mean... Well, let's see what I get here. Let's not... Lullaby. But 2 lands, this is horrible. I can cast that, so decline. Maybe they are going to jump block. Is there? I'm gonna definitely put some stops here just to make them, you know. I'm gonna go to 6 here, but it's sadly. Okay, I can still. Well, I'm happy I drew one of the answers, which I was able to attack. Use immediately. But now they are gonna have just a simple blocker on this guy. It's still a 2-turn clock. It is still a 2-turn clock. I wish it was a 3-turn clock, but it's not. Man, I was winning. I was winning. But that's exactly... Oh boy. It's 1 life too much, too few. I could... they are forced to block now. But these things don't have reach or anything. I can attack them down to 4 and they jump with this guy. Then I have a, 5-5 here for lethal on the next turn. Instead, I drew too much lands here. I think this was winnable. But man, these flyers. Okay, I mean, it doesn't help that I have to mulligan these 1-landers all the time. I'm playing 17 lands. Why I'm having like 50% chance to get a 1-lander? It's so ridiculous. Okay, now I have to... I mean, I want to keep all these cards. They are good. This gets me the green mana for this stuff, but now... I guess like the Oasis Gardener might be the thing, although that's accelerating. I don't even have a turn 2 deputy if I don't draw an untapped land as my first draw step, because I think I'm on the play. Well, this can give me a big thing. This gives me a land. This is actually two mana. I'm going to cut the Gardener here, and then I have to play the Archway. At least I can play the deputy then. Yeah, that's good enough. I want to draw that thing. So let's see how fast they have. Okay, only 1 power drop here. That is nice. So do I need to get an untapped land for the next turn? I do think I do. Yeah, I'm going to get a... No, that's not exactly true, because I will play the... No, I don't need, because I play the Oasis this turn, of course. Yeah. So, I have the white. Yes, I do. Let's have one of these then. So next turn I can play the Greenblade, which will be huge. I can get my final... I actually have all my deserts here. Right, they have a very good card. I hope they don't have means to reanimate it with some kind of a black splash. And it's a black one. Okay. Okay, so I'm waiting for them to get that thing. That's the final dessert. I could see, you know, wanting to have an untapped land, but I'm greedy enough. I can use the stop cold and it's actually... I might actually want to have a double green too, which I don't seem to have here. Okay, let us actually get an untapped land. This Greenblade will be, you know, good enough. Blue, red, I have one blue. So next turn I can play the make your own luck. That is the point here. So I think this allows me to... Yeah, I need to untap forest for that. Yeah, this is fine. And I can have a 5-6 here regardless. Alright, then I can have the Dance of the Tumbleweeds, giving me something large. This is... I would be happier if there wasn't a black mana source and this thing on their graveyard. But... okay. How to do it? Just do this. Exile another non-land card. Well, yes, Johnny the Nover, I think. Yeah. You could actually choose to not exile anything. Okay, let's do the Thunder Salvo instead. Maybe. I want to play the Lone Shark on the next turn. I guess I do have 6 mana anyway, so let's exile the Journey the Nover. But they do know about it. I don't want them to know about it. Okay, Thunder Salvo goes to exile, because that is the kind of... I don't want to erase here. Not yet. That is the kind of card I'm just gonna use on the commando or something. And there's like a neat trick. I can actually play this, put it on the stack and respond by... Sorry, that's not exactly gonna work. Alright, they have the Buried in the Garden. Annoying, but fine. Oh, it would have been such a nice Tumbleweed. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna have a Dance of the Tumbleweeds with this thing too. So yeah, this is a plotted card, so this cannot be cast as an instant. So the only way for me to get value from the Lone Shark is to use like... No, that's not a good way to do it now. I don't want to use the Journey the Nover right now. So I think what I'm going to do here is just do these both modes. I'm gonna get a 6/6. And now I can take the desert in here. And now I can use the Thunder Salvo to deal with the commando in here. And then on the next turn, this is 7 lands I can... Well, let's see if they have something for the Journey to Nowhere. I still don't like this being around, but I guess I can just Journey to Nowhere it. Or I can even stop cold it. I have mana for the ward. Alright, that is... What's this? Life gainer. Alright. Well, now I can double block without... double spell without using the Journey here, so... Because I think I'm gonna save the Journey for this. I know the tapper is quite annoying though, but... I'm gonna wait with that a little bit. So... Let's... Oh, I have the Tumbleweed Rising too. I was always gonna play that, I suppose. Fine. I kind of forgot that thing. It will be a 7/7 thanks to this little boost by the deputy. They're gonna cast that thing in, and then I will get... I mean, Tumbleweed Rising. Just do this and this. Get a 7/7. Get this thing, and ideally... No, I don't actually have... Just in case I do, you know, draw a untapped land, I'm gonna leave the green source untapped. That's what happened. So... That's that. They have a tapper, but I have 2 big things to tap. I have 2 removal spells. But they have 4 cards left. Okay, well they have the same kind of plan as I do. Oh, Magda. Well, that is fantastic. Now, let's play Magda. Then it's time to Journey to Nowhere. Journey to Nowhere thing. I'm not gonna play the land because Magda only triggers once per turn, and this is gonna be the crime I'm gonna commit on this specific turn. So let's get rid of these tokens, so even if they kill the Journey to Nowhere, they won't be getting anything back. And I guess I'm going to offer a trade. They can tap one of my things. Sadly, I cannot make this big enough, so I can just I don't want to take a ton of damage either, but I guess I can still see what they do. I don't have to attack when they choose to go for the taps with the keeper. But I think oh, they are... Okay then. So if they don't... Are they going to attack with everything? Because they might take this 14 and then tap my Loan Shark. And then I take 12 from them. Going to 5. Although I have a Stop Cold. Yeah, okay. Stop Cold I can cast on their turn. I have 4 mana because this Archway taps for 2. Right. Alright, let's deal with the Elemental. That leaves them with the 4 toughness creature. Yeah, I can make it lose all abilities, but it... Yeah, that's why they didn't tap anything, by the way. So I'm not gonna let this 6/6 be there anyway, so I might as well tap it, because then they lose the Indestructible. Loses all abilities and doesn't untap. Although there's one... Okay, Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let them. The only benefit with that is that they basically don't get the 6 life. But I want to trigger my Magda on their turn, so fine. This also will now stay on the battlefield, so if they deal with the stop cold, then it will be annoying to have the 6/6 around. If I used this before dealing damage, this would have died, ceased to exist. But now I think it's more important that I can get a Magda treasure right now. And then on my own turn, I can get also a Magda treasure with the Eroded Canyon. And that's the 3 treasures, making it so that I can get a... just tap this. Making it so that I can get my dragon. And if I'm super lucky, I get one of my 2 mythic rares, and I would get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragons in that case. No, 5 extra, 6 total. Well, let's not go that far. Maybe Magda is gonna die here. Yeah. Of course it is. So no dragons. And no axle, nothing. I'm gonna leave the canyons in my hand in case I get the... Don't like this race though. I mean, in case I get my... What's the 3 mana rock that cares about committing crimes. Now, the thing is, if I pump the Lone Shark, they're gonna tap the 6/6. If I then attack with the Lone Shark, I'm gonna deal 4 and they're gonna deal 5. And I have less than they. Now I can actually double spell the Paladin with my stuff. And of course I drew just a land, because that's the theme of this event. Either have a 1-lander starting hand, or then you know, flood out. And they have a Bristol Bill, so they're gonna start doubling their stuff. Okay, I need a Skewer the Critics, and I need it right now. Skewer the Critics. I'm losing the Bum Mythic again. Sometimes this format can be really annoying, because any kind of like a normal 2-drop would have been like whatever. This is so messed up. I'm losing the Bristol Bill. They can actually start doubling twice. Yeah, it's not gonna take long before I die. I guess now that I have my crime committing thing there, I'm just gonna do this for whatever reason. I don't have any more card draws. The card draw spell went already, so I suppose I could have used to keep the land in my hand too, but Bristol Bill. Double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. So this is gonna be now. Plus they have a landfall getting counters. Okay. They had to have the answer to Magda, because that would have at least given me a flyer here. 25, 9. Okay, I have also used a lot of time here. Okay, you know what? Let's go to a game where I maybe don't have such a weird chance to draw my stuff. You know, the stuff I need. Lullaby, I don't... Yeah, okay. I guess this is the best I can do. Let's go. Okay, 1-lander. No. Let's make it a 5-lander, but I have actually this castable on turn 3 as a hasty guy, so let's just go with that and hope that I don't flood out. And it's actually not castable on turn 3, because I would have to... Well, it's turn 4 then, unless I draw a mountain. Unless... Well, I don't need a duelist right now. That's also... Yeah, I don't need the duelist immediately. Let's go for turn 3. Guy red. Okay, no land draw there. That's actually very nice 4-drop. I like it. But what does that mean? I'm gonna just play my haster, start dealing some damage that way, until they, except for if they have a removal spell. This could be just the the big thing that cycles for a land basically. So I played 2 of my deserts and then I drew the Magda. I would have done, of course, quite differently had I had the Magda in my hand right away. But the Dead-Eye Duelist is going to, keep committing crimes. And the actual question is, what do I play on turn 4? I think I'm gonna go with the Crown. And I'm not gonna offer the trade here. I'm gonna go for the Crown. Next turn I can double spell if they don't have a removal for it. And by the way, I didn't keep a 5-lander and I have drawn 3 spells, all very good ones. Definitely this was great now. Vanishing Verse doesn't work on these, but of course they can always have. Okay, they are more scared about that guy. I wonder why, because I don't think that's what they should be doing. This is gonna draw me a card immediately. This wasn't doing anything, but I guess they were scared about Dance of the Tumbleweeds and stuff like that. Rightfully so. Let's go with this thing and Magda. I could play them. No, I want to have the duelist ready. I guess I can. Yeah, I'm not going to, in fact, commit a crime this turn cycle, so I can save the Magda for the next turn. That's right. That is the best way to do it. So let's do this. Get one of the... I definitely want to... I'm just going to get... Like I have red, green, white. I'm gonna get the Mora. I'm gonna get the Eroded Canyon here. And then I can play this and this. Get my card. Alright, Journey to Nowhere is nice. Next turn, the idea is to play the Magda and the Canyon. If they play something that needs the Journey to Nowhere, I can play the Forest instead. And then on the opponent's turn, Duelist. Okay, well, that is now not such a problem because I can kill it. Even with an exile effect, so the indestructible giving thing does not matter. Okay, I guess they don't have anything. Ooh, that's going to be good as well. So, another double spell turn is very nice. Do this. Do this. Yeah, I'm going off now. Yeah, they don't need to see anything more. Alright, well, this was an amazing set of draws because I kept the 5-lander, I think, and I just draw all gas. Well, that's a good change for what I've been having in this event. There's still game 3 to go here. I don't think I need a removal for Bristly Bill, but this is not the good one because that's not going to be tapped so often. And Smuggler's Surprise. I don't know how good this is here. I kind of like everything I have in here as well. There's no card that has no purpose. There's no random playable. Everything does something. Removal, card draw, mana fixing or synergy, or just on curve plays. But even my 2-drops are mostly, they're good. This is here for the Magda and the Bandage Hall, for instance. That is the most cuttable card out of these, but I'm not going to cut it. I'm gonna use the same deck. Well, I got the 5-lander, how about the 6-lander now? I'm not going to be able to keep this, so I'm gonna mulligan into a 1-lander. This is how you get these bad results in this format, because this is like the amount of mulligans I have had in this format. I should maybe just get through my 17 lands data, and because this is so often happening to me. Going to 5 is horrible. The question is, am I going to hope to draw either a green sauce right away, or just I'm always gonna need a green sauce. If I draw any land, I can cast the Journey to Nowhere. Or am I gonna go to 5 and hope that I have some kind of a... No, I'm gonna just have a quick game. Either I will have mana working for me, drawing a green sauce, or I will concede fast. But this is ridiculous. I mean, it is not if I get the cards I need. Now, do I want to have a Loan Shark, Crown, or Stop Cold? I'm gonna have this green stuff. I'm gonna assume I'm going to getting a green sauce early, and that's why I need this. So Stop Cold is my second removal spell in the hand. Loan Shark is a double spell, especially not, I mean, extra card, especially with the Crown around. I'm actually going to... I don't like it, but I'm going to miss out on the Stop Cold here. Okay, now a mountain is also a good one, because this will create me the treasure that allows me to cast. Okay, acceptable. Totally acceptable. Just one more. Okay, if they don't have a kill on the Magda, I can... on the... Alright, well, sometimes good things indeed happen. Now I'm in this game totally. Alright. I have one green, multiple red. I have the white. I have a blue. So green, blue. I'm going to get a desert, right? Yeah, with Magda, that's easy. The fact it enters tapped is... it's a little bit relevant, because I could double spell otherwise, but maybe I want to save my double spells for Crown anyway. And that's gonna be a Tumbleweed Rising. That can be something huge. I guess the Journey to Nowhere is gonna deal with that. Yeah, just do this because I want to play my land and I want Magda to be on the battlefield when that happens. I don't think I'm gonna trade with the Ankle Biter. I'm not. Serif is a 3-3. Are they gonna make another 3-3 or do they have a potential to make this a bigger creature at some point? A random 3-3 doesn't matter as long as my Greenblade is around though. I'm gonna miss on this. Well, it's shuffled now, but you know, the one other removal spell, I'm gonna miss on that. Okay, they are gonna attack for 1. Interesting. That is a great draw. So Journey to Nowhere. I'm not gonna commit any crimes. I'm gonna plot this thing and take it very slow. Next turn Crown in the Loan Shark and I should be at least having a lot of cards now. And then even this, so even if I get some lands, I wouldn't actually mind. What happened? What the... What? I mean, I guess they have like 3 lands there. And they actually could have, given that their game plan was this, they should have made a 3-3 on the previous turn, because now I would have taken an additional 3 damage going to 8. They saved this for something. And now kind of weren't able to pressure me enough. I guess they just assumed that because I missed the land drop, I have a handful of spells, which I do, and I have the loan shark drawing me extra card, and they didn't have anything for Magda, although it wasn't going to generate a dragon quite yet. But hey, I'm happy. I actually, despite all the starting hand issues and mana issues, I was still able to get a 2-match winner record out of this event. Okay. Again, with this deck, I think there was a potential for a 3-winner. I'm happy one of the games involved Giret making me a lot of extra tokens from the Tumbleweed Rising, which they were 4/4s, and also I was able to copy a Prickly Pear token 3 additional times. So, I mean 3 times to get the 4 tokens total. That was nice too. It was nice that the pick that started with kind of a mythic drafting, but with the potential to doing something good. It ended up in my deck at 2 copies and with good amount of synergy for it too. Also, the Outcaster Greenblade is just a fantastic card. Having 2 of them in this kind of a multicolor deck is amazing. I didn't need any of those like big hitters. There's no Cactarantula or stuff like, not even the 5/4, the Trampler that gains you 3 life. My big things were the Greenblades and the Tumbleweed Rising with the Dance of the Tumbleweeds. Yeah, I like the deck. Unfortunately, the one match with the Flyers, which I almost won, but the opponent had exactsies, was a little bit unfortunate there, but end result good enough. But I hope that these kind of mana issues actually stop happening. I don't understand why I have so many times 1 lander or something like 5 landers, which are so often mulligans, unless the 5 lander involves 2 good spells. It's really annoying because most of the time you should have something between 2 to 4 lands. Not all 2 landers are keeps, of course, but if you have some mana fixing in them, surely you can keep some of the 2 landers, but 3 and 4, the sweet spot, so rarely happens. But yeah, it is just, randomness. I hope I get out of this bad streak of bad randomness, because it's eating my gems. Alright, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.